Madam Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Palmer.
do we have a new business item related to the subcommittee for the water? Are we going to add a council member? Is that?
That would need to be brought up by one of the council members.
Well, I'd like to bring that up at this point in time. I think everybody's aware of what happened. I think we need to get those meetings set. And the explanation provided by the city attorney, which I think was a good alternative, is to add a council member so that we'll have a total of 4, which will allow those meetings to be held in public with a specific agenda, and the public can attend. And with that in mind, I'd make a nomination that Marilyn McPhail be the 4th member from Ward 3 for that position.
This is your motion? You're making a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have any discussion or a second?
Second.
Did we need to make a motion on whether to do this first before we accept nominations, or is that?
If I may,
Go ahead.
The motion was to appoint another person to the council. I mean, if there needs to be, I don't necessarily think there needs to be additional motion to do that, but perhaps you can ask Mr. Palmer if he would like to amend it to clarify.
I just wanted to make sure that we weren't violating anything there.
Well, through the mayor, I don't think we're violating it. Let's just vote on the motion. We can save some time if that's okay.
And so we would then need a representative from each ward, yes?
Madam Mayor, we do have 3 at this point. The only representative we don't have is from Ward 3, and that would be why I made my motion and nominated Marilyn McPhail to fulfill that position, so we'd have a total of 4.
Okay.
And then at that point, we can move forward as described.
Okay.
Could I just ask one? I just want to clarify.
Don't forget to request the floor, Mr. Knapp.
I'm sorry.
Would you like the floor?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Through the mayor. I wanted to clarify. I understood this was to be a utility committee to review and study what is already on the books and what needs to be improved. It's not just water. Was that accurate?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, go ahead.
I think it was broader than that. I think it was, in looking and preparing for the meeting that didn't happen, there's a lot of work we need to do, and it's an open-ended issue, and there are a lot of different issues that should be addressed and discussed. But at that point, when we have our first meeting, I think we can clarify and outline what needs to be discussed and then move forward. We don't really haven't had an opportunity to do that. So to limit it at this point, I think would be premature, and I think we need to have a meeting first, which is why I nominated Marilyn McPhail.
Madam Mayor?
Go ahead.
Just to be clear, if Mr. Knapp's question is, it was a utility review, so it involved more than just water. It dealt with sewer utilities and garbage and anything that might be billed as a utility for purposes of the city.
Oh, thank you. That's what I understood.
Any additional discussion? Did we receive a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, roll call vote.
Knapp,
Yes.
Larson,
No.
Palmer,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Plank,
Yes.
Magarowski,
No.
Smart,
Yes.
Lloyd.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Mr. Powell?
I appreciate seeing so many people here this evening. I understand that it may not be for the happiest of reasons, but we're glad to have folks in the gallery nonetheless. I did want to share a couple of things that I'm given to understand that we had a meter reading employee with the city who had retired after 30 years of service. And of course, if you've been doing it that long, you can do it really quickly and efficiently. And so That person had to be replaced, and a new person doing that job. I've heard from another member of the council that they saw this individual and they were having some difficulty learning the task, and that this has resulted in some delays in reading the meters, which has affected some bills. But our finance director, Mr. Vaughn, has been very proactive about trying to find out who's got issues and trying to address those issues to see what can be done. Obviously, it's not great to have people get a bill that they weren't prepared for and to be upset about it. But I do think that city staff is doing the best they can with a combination of factors that has resulted in some of these problems. And of course, we as a council have to go forward to see what we can do to address issues so that things work smoother and everybody pays what they should and doesn't pay what they shouldn't. So I appreciate city staff for that. I appreciate the movement on the water committee to try to get that going so people have a place where they can, a more specific place where they can go to talk to somebody about those issues if they want to do that in a public meeting. And I think going forward, we continue to be in a good place as far as long range planning with everything that the Steve and team engineering and our city staff has done as far as working with the water well field to try to get us to where we have the production that we need going forward, so we never have to use that Oklahoma City water tie-in. So I wanted to say that about that. And I also wanted to put in a request for for a newsletter entry in the newsletter that goes in the water bill sometime between now and when filing takes place, that we put it in there that candidate filing for municipal offices will be in the beginning of December for a February election. So I would like to see that word get out. I know other council members have expressed something similar. My friend Mr. Palmer has expressed in the past about what appears to be a lack of interest. I think sometimes it's a lack of knowledge, so I'd like to see the newsletter utilized to help get that information out there. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Palmer?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have a committee, and it's my opinion that this council pays attention when the residents have issues. So if you want to make any progress related to the water issue or utility issue, you need to show up. Because I've tried to get this thing kick-started, and it's not happening. So here we go. So I would encourage you to be at the meetings, because this council will listen to you. They're not listening to me, but they'll listen to you. So with that in mind, please participate. And if you want to run for city council, look at the job, look at your schedule, and see if you can help us be a part of this solution, and we are working towards a solution, and we will get to the bottom of it, and we will make it better. There are plausible alternatives to what we can do, and I've always brought up this whole Bill of Rights thing. I mean, that's probably got a little edge to it, but the fact is, in doing research to prepare for the meeting, there's some simple things we can do that will both help the residents and staff to facilitate the process under the circumstances. Other municipalities have had these issues, and they've worked through them in a productive way where everything was taken care of. So I appreciate Councilperson Knapp's comment. We are growing, and these are growing pains, and we can work through this. So I'm confident and I'm optimistic about where we can go and what we can do. And the timing of this, we're going to do is whatever we can within reason, but take a pragmatic approach, which is what I'd like to do under the circumstances. So please participate, because that's going to leverage the action of this council to make something happen. Thank you.
Mr. Magarowski?
I have no comment.